Hello, everyone. Greetings for the day and welcome back. I am Vandana Bajaj, your plus educator on the portal of Unacademy. And we were supposed to keep this marathon going on, but due to the festivities and some technical glitches, we had to reschedule the entire program. So here I am. Let's not stop this marathon. Let's continue this. So we are going to have these sessions wherein we will be discussing the poems in details, the explanation, and we're also going to talk about the poetic devices like we always do. And after that, we will be doing a Menti live for you all regarding to all the poems that we do in your category, that is class 9 CBSE. So today we're going to start with an interesting poem and a very beautiful poem with an even more beautiful message. But before we start that, I just want to inform you something very important and crucial. I always insist that just studies, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So that's what I am highlighting right now. As I always tell you, Creative Corner is something that Unacademy is making it available for you for free. And I think you should really take the best benefit you can, the best possible benefit you can take of it. So, guys, you get to do so many things. Like I always tell you, magical show, digital comic, your first app with us, speaking confidently, a human calculator, a financial wizard, and your first robo with us, and that too for free. All you have to do is subscribe to any of the goals, that is 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, any of these categories, and enjoy this for free. But the important announcement is that you get this creative corner and all of this free till 22nd of November. After that, if you take a subscription, you will get the creative corner, but it will be chargeable. So make sure you take a subscription now and definitely use the code VBLIVE so that you can avail a nice 10% discount. So come, let's get started. And as we start with the introduction of the educator. So once again, hey everyone, I am Vandana Bajaj and I'm a plus educator with An Academy for CBSE class 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. And this is how my profile looks like. So make sure that you visit this page and do click on the follow icon so that you get notified about all my upcoming sessions, batches, plus classes, free classes, everything. And I have done CS, I am an NET, I am an MCOM, that is Masters in Commerce and Bachelor in Management Studies. I have been teaching for last 12 years and this is my 13th year in this fraternity. My subject forte is English, language and literature, business communication and business management related subjects, economics, law and audit. I'm a passionate, ardent dancer and painter. I joined An Academy on 20th April, and since then the journey has been very beautiful. So come. Now today's poem in this poem marathon is Wind, a very, very enticing poem and a very strong, realistic message that has been given across by Subramanya Bharati. However, this poem was written in a different language and had to be translated into English, and the translation was done by A.K. Ramanujan. So here we are. Don't forget to enroll using the code VBLIVE for a 10% discount. And let's get started. The wind. Like the ritual, we're going to first read the entire poem together to get the feel of the poem. And then we're going to break it into full lines, into stanzas, and we're going to discuss each of them in absolute detail. So let's get started. Let me change the color of my highlighter. And I think we are very good to go now. Let's start. Read with me loud and clear. Wind, come softly. Don't break the shutters of the windows. Don't scatter the papers. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Frail, crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters, crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. He won't do what you tell him. So come, let's build strong homes. Let's join the doors firmly. Practice to firm the body. Make the heart steadfast. Do this, and the wind will be friends with us. The wind blows out weak fires. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. His friendship is good. We praise him every day. They start with meaning, trying to stop, requesting to the wind not to be naughty, not to be destructive. Oh my God, look what you've done. And then there is a climax that you see one after the other. Everything is falling down, everything is crumbling. And then the poet makes a statement that you're very clever. Why? Because you're poking fun. You are ridiculing, mocking, and troubling the one that are weak. That means you got to be strong. So come, let us quickly break down this poem because it's very interesting and I just can't stop myself from telling you the hidden meaning, read in between the lines as we call it. Every poet does that. And every reader has to understand that. And as we go here, let me just shift to the other side of the screen so that you can enjoy the reading part with me. So let me just quickly shift to that side of the screen. And this is good. Okay, so we continue. Wind, come softly. Don't break the shutters of the windows because that's the source from where the wind enters. And once it is in your house, it will first attack the things that are very lightweight. The papers. Don't scatter the papers. Don't throw down the books off the shelf, the rack where you keep your books. Dude, what are you doing? Why are you just dropping everything down? If you see here, the first thing you notice here is what? Oops. The first thing that you notice here is that, let's just call back, that the poet is talking to the wind. The poet is actually having a conversation with the wind. And that's how he addresses the wind. Wind comes softly, as if he's actually having a conversation. So, wind comes softly. Don't break the shutters of the windows, yeah. Please. Don't cause damage to my property. Property as light as the papers, as simple as the books. So we start with a sheet of paper, we compile it into a book. Okay, see the flow of thoughts. So the poet is talking to the wind. He asks the wind to come softly. So you can also use the word gently over here. So he is saying that the wind should not be very strong or very loud. It should be soft and subtle. यार धीमी धीमी हल्की हल्की हवा. I think everyone enjoys it. Breeze. Then he says that the wind is very powerful. He also says it is destructive. Why? Because it is causing destruction. It's damaging. It's breaking the shutters of the windows and scattering the papers. When the wind is very powerful, all the books which are kept on the shelf fall down. So here the poet is describing the power of the wind. Point to be noted, my lord. The poet is describing the power of the wind. Then what happens? There, look what you did. You threw them all down. यार ये क्या किया? देखो, we say no, देखो, there, सब गिरा दिया. You tore the pages of the books. Imagine the wind is getting stronger and stronger, louder and louder. destructive, because now it's not just making the papers fly down or the books to fall from the shelf. It is so strong that it's tearing it off. You brought rain again, and now this is a little dangerous when the wind comes along with the rain. And the poet says, you are very clever. Why? Why does the poet call the wind so intelligent? Because it will always attack the ones that are weak. I told you, as light as a sheet of paper or papers combined and bound together into a book. So you are very smart. You always start with the weaker one. Then he says to the wind to look at the destruction. So this line is actually when the poet says, Dekho kya kiya? Look at what you've done. That it had done. It is here for the wind. Whenever there is a strong wind, all the things that are weak, like small plants, tiny children, etc., they all get scared and they can even fall and get hurt. So here we are talking about weaklings, people who are weak, things that are weak, like small plants, tiny children, because they all get scared. And when you're scared and you're running and trying to save yourself, you lose balance and you fall. So that is what the poet is saying. But if we look deeper here, if you actually try to read between the lines, to put it in Hindi, अगर आप इसकी गहराई में जाओ और कवि क्या कहना चाहता है वो समझने की कोशिश करो, you will realize that he is telling the wind to come subtle, to come soft over here, because he is addressing the wind as a child. He is actually addressing the wind as a child. बच्चे कैसे धीरे धीरे हौले हौले धम 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 करते हुए आते हैं, just. But if you see in the next slide, he talks about this wind being hot blooded, just like the youth that is little low on patience, more violent, destructive nature, where you're growing up, the hormonal changes are taking place, and you're not able to control your mood, your anger, your curiosities, and insecurities. So the poet starts with the wind as a child, takes it up to the level of the youth, and now let's read ahead. Frail, crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters, crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. One after the other, everything is falling down. Why? Because they are frail, they are fragile, they are delicate, they are soft, they are weak. So that is the reason the poet says in the line just above this stanza that you are very smart wind, because you always attack the one who's the weakest. Like the houses that are weak, Hindi में हम कहते हैं कच्चे घर. Darwaze, the doors that have not been latched or fixed properly. Rafters are the pillars that hold your house, it holds the roof. The wood, the bodies, people, lives, and hearts. I will again come to this point, but before that, let's read. Here, the word crumbling is repeated, as we all can see, so many times to lay stress that everything crumbles in the face of a strong wind. सब गिर के खत्म हो जाता है. So the writer is saying that when wind is very powerful and very strong, it leads to breakage of everything that comes in its way. Houses which are weak fall. Doors which are weak fall. The beams on which the roof of the buildings are supported, rafters, they also fall. All the wooden structures fall. All bodies of the people fall. Animals, lives, hearts, everything just collapses. So he is saying that everything crumbles. Everything, the thing you see here, which has been underlined for you, this part I'm talking about, everything that is weak reacts. And what is the reaction? It reacts by falling down and breaking in the face of adversity. Very important line here. So the poet is saying that whenever a weak person faces any adversity or challenge in life, he breaks down and falls because he's a weak person. This part, as I told you, I'll again come back to this part that I've marked your star. It very clearly tells you the basic message of life. Wind here has been addressed as the difficulties that you face in life. Let me just change the color and write it for you. So every time now you will understand when poet says that wind come like a soft child with subtle steps, the wind doesn't listen because problems can come in any form. They can be small, they can be big, they can be destructive, or they can be easily handled. So, wind here is just a metaphor for all the problems, problematic situations, problematic circumstances, the hardships, the challenges, the obstacles, adversities, times of crisis, दिक्कतें तकलीफों वाला दौर जब भी वहां से गुजरोगे इस पोएम को याद रखना कि ये सारे वो विंड की तरह है जो स्ट्रांग है सो यू हैव टू नॉट बी वीक otherwise you will crumble sooner or later. So everything that is weak, हर वो इंसान हर वो चीज जो नाजुक है या कमजोर है वो ऐसे समय में हिल जाएगी. It will fall down. It will break in the face of adversity. You will not be able to face the challenge. So wind is like that challenge which gets bigger and bigger with time. So it's gonna grow, it's gonna grow, it's gonna grow. You will face it, you will face it, you will face it, and there comes a point where you just break. You might feel that यार अब नहीं हो रहा है यार छोड़ दो टूट जाओ बिखर जाओ बस यही नहीं करना है. Otherwise, the problems, the challenges, the hardships, which are here called in the face of the wind, the face of the adversity, will make you collapse. Hence, proved you are weak. तो क्या करें? What should we do? Very simple. Why? He starts with wind as a child, takes it to the level of a youth, now calls it as the god. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. Now, winnow is a cleaning process. जैसे धान होता है ना गेहूं गेहूं को गेहूं के छिलके से अलग करते हैं. That is called as winnowing. You might have done this word in science. And what does the wind god do? Nothing. It just separates the weak one from the stronger one. It says that भाई जैसे चना लो हाथ में. If you really want to feel this line, uh, take some chana in your hand and just rub it. छिलके वाला, the one with the cover. Just rub it and just blow some wind. You will see that everything that is weak, lightweight, will just blow out from your hand. And the pieces, the balls of the chana remain. What does that mean? It means that the wind god is winnowing. जो भी कमजोर है उन्हें हटा दो, खत्म कर दो. Strong आगे निकलेगा. So the poet is addressing to the wind as wind god. And he's saying that the powerful god of wind winnows. That means he sifts all the people, and those who are weak fall down and get crushed. कमजोर लोगों को छाट रहे हैं, हटा रहे हैं छाट के. So what about the strong? So here a comparison is made between the wheat and people. So remember this thing. Very simple line, but very beautiful lines. In this line, you can say you see a comparison between wheat, because wheat is winnowed, with that, with the ones called as people. So people, the weak ones and the stronger ones, and wheat, the chaff and the grain. Just like we winnow the wheat to separate the grain from the chaff, छिलके में से धान को अलग करना. The wind god separates the strong people from the weak people. When there is a strong wind, big problems. All the things that are weak, they fall and get crushed. गिरते हैं, खत्म हो जाते हैं. He won't do what you tell him. He here stands for the wind. It actually means the problems, difficulties, challenges, hardships, times of crisis and adversity, all these things are not going to listen to you. You tell them, अरे भाई मत आ यार प्लीज, वो नहीं सुनेंगे. वो कहेंगे चकल आ जाओ. नहीं होता ऐसा. So what should we do? Solution. Permanent one. And time tried and tested. 110% the solution is going to work. So come, chalo, let's build strong homes. नींव को मजबूत बनाओ. Lay a strong foundation for a stronger home. Join the doors firmly. पूरी तैयारी रखो कि दिक्कतें ना आए लाइफ में. See, no matter how much you stress about how much you will score in the exam, no matter how much you stress about it, but you do your work. Your work is not to give marks and worry about it. Leave that to the teacher. You do your preparation. What is your preparation? If I tell you with respect to this poem, make strong foundations, keep your concepts clear. Make sure your preparation doesn't let any difficult question barge in and attack you and destroy your marks. So let's practice. Let's join the doors firmly. And even if something unpredictable happens, something that is out of your control, practice to form the body, a healthy body, good body. I'm not telling you to be muscular. I'm telling you to be healthy. Practice to form the body and make the heart steadfast. Make sure that your heart is not weak. Keep it strong, keep it firm, keep it determined, resolute. दृढ़ निश्चयी बनो. जो होगा देखा जाएगा. That thing cannot be broken by the wind if it's strong. Do this. That is what the poet tells you. Do this. ऐसा करो. And the wind will be friends with us. These problems are going to become challenges. These challenges, if faced, are going to become friends. So the poet wants us to make friends with the wind, that is, the adversities in our life, times of crisis, taklifo wala samay. He says that the problems will not listen to us, they will come. So we should be prepared. In preparation, we should build strong homes and close the doors of our house firmly so that the wind cannot get into. Then he says that we should also make our body strong and hearts firm, majboot, to face these challenges. And then once we are strong enough, all the challenges will be like our friends. We will not feel that they're troublesome. You will be like, why me? Try me. That's going to be your attitude. You will no more be scared. Oh my God, another trouble. Dude, there's another challenge. And you know how it will become your friend? You will see opportunities in these challenges. And these opportunities are going to become, in fact, they are your friends because you're always looking for them. एक मौका मिल जाए आप हमेशा वो एक चांस को ढूंढते हो. The chance is right there in the face of something that we think or we perceive as a problem. You see it, hey friend, come, let me beat you in this. See it as a challenge and enjoy it as the opportunity. And don't feel why me? I'm so unlucky. No, I have that opportunity. I am so lucky. And that's how the wind becomes a friend that you would like to welcome because it brings you benefit. What kind of benefit? The wind blows out weak fires. You take a candle, okay? You take a candle and you blow it off. उसको फूक मार दो. आपको विंड की जरूरत ही नहीं है. बर्थडे केक पे when you lit these candles, when you put these candles, do you wait क्या wind out? No, you blow it off by yourself. So wind will always take away that's something that is weak, even if it's like a fire, a candle fire. But if it's a jungle fire, boss, and if there is wind, it's going to make the strong fires roar and flourish because that's when the fire is going to be like, come, come, wind, come, challenges, come, opportunities. Let me burn the whole jungle. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. So be that strong fire. His friendship is good. You know what? Once you realize that these are not actually your problems, but they are the challenges that turn into opportunities, you'll actually wait for them every day. Who doesn't like to have an opportunity in life? You will actually praise it every day. So the poet has kept the wind on a pedestal, at a height. एक स्थान दिया है. He's comparing the wind to the god and says that we praise wind every day. He adds that everything is weak gets finished in the face of strong wind. And all the things that are strong, they flourish and they grow to become strong. He is giving us a very important message that we should not feel bad, that we are facing so many challenges and adversities in life. We should not make ourselves physically and mentally, we should make ourselves physically and mentally strong to face these challenges. And once we are strong enough, we will overcome the challenges. We'll become friends with them. And then we'll be happy that we had these challenges in our life because they help us become stronger and better. So there comes a point in time when you look back and you're like, oh my God, it is because of that day that I decided this. It is because of that match I played so well that today I've got this glory with me. This certificate is a memory of the challenge that I faced and I conquered and I won or I learned. You don't fail. Come on. You either win or you learn. Such a beautiful poem and such a realistic poem. I mean, as students, ninth standard students, I'm sure when you look back, you realize that, hi, ye challenging. If I could do that, come on, I can definitely do this. And forget doing that and forget doing this. See every problem as an opportunity to rise in life, my friend, because it is actually an opportunity. So, if I talk about the very beautiful message of this poem, the poem gives an important message that we should be mentally tough and physically strong in order to survive the hardships of life. A weak person breaks down like a weak building and crumbles. We must make these destructive forces our friends with our strength and determination. And if you see, there is no rhyming scheme, no rhyming pair of words that sound alike. जो एक जैसे sound करते हैं, we call them as rhyming words. There are no pair of rhyming words in the scheme in this entire poem, and that is the reason we will say that there is no rhyming scheme. It is a free verse. It has been written in a free flow. So no rhyming scheme makes the poem a free verse. And now, coming to one of our most loved and thought upon points, that is the literary devices. And now, if you see these literary devices, they have been used and placed very beautifully in the poem. If you say anaphora, what is anaphora? When you repeat a word at the start of a line and then you go on repeating it in next few lines also. So consecutive lines are nothing but one after the other. So, like if you see in this poem, let me just go back to that slide for your help. So, if you read the poem here, the entire poem, you are actually going to see this that there is anaphora that has been used in line number. Yes. So, you will actually see that anaphora has been used in don't break, don't scatter, don't throw. So, here you see don't, and don't. This is anaphora. And here, when you see crumbling, 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 and crumbling, this is repetition. So, when a word is repeated in a line, we say it is repetition. But when the word is repeated at the start of consecutive, एक के बाद एक आने वाली lines, one after the other, we say it is anaphora. Let me quickly go to that slide. Yes, let these things fly with the wind. Let's just get back to our poetic devices. So I just explained to you what is anaphora, what is repetition. And now let's talk about personification. So when anything in the poem is personified, it has been given the human quality, something that only a human being can do, but none other. It can be a living thing, it can be a non living thing. We say it is personification. The word comes from the word personify. This is called as giving a human quality. Like here, the poet is having a conversation to wind as if wind is listening and is going to follow the instructions. And he, in fact, even calls the wind as he. He says, you are, come slow, you listen, you look there, what you've done. So every time he says you, he is actually calling the wind as a person. So he is personifying the wind. The next two devices that we are going to discuss, literary devices, are also called as poetic devices, which we lovingly call as figures of speech. Don't get confused here. So poetic devices में एक बहुत ही common और बहुत ही interesting device है, that is figures of speech. That is what we are discussing right now. So we have alliteration. Now alliteration is the repetition, but it is a repetition of a consonant sound. Anything other than A, E, I, O, U. Anything that is remaining after separating the vowels from the alphabets is a consonant. And consonant sound in a close connection means in a line. If I have to put it simply, I'll say in a line. Like wind, winnows, won't, want. Wind, winnows, won't, and want. So if you see, we repeat the sound of w. That is what we are saying. That is alliteration. And when we talk about symbolism, of course, I told you the wind is used as a symbolic thing, it is representing. Why do we say wind, wind, wind everywhere to create that impact? So here we say the wind is representing what? It is representing all the problems that you're going to face in your life. Call it as hardships, crisis, challenges, but every situation that you're going to face in life. So when you mean something else, but you use something else to talk about it, we say it is symbolic. It is a symbol. And here, wind is used as a symbol because it refers to and talks about the challenges in your life. Wind is a symbol for the adversities of life. That is nothing but the problems, hardships, and challenges, obstacles of your life. So these are the literary devices. And that's where we end our explanation. But before I close this session, I would really want you to hear me out for next 2 minutes. This is something that is going to be of great benefit to you. So when I tell you to subscribe to the portal, I am sure you must have heard a lot of people talking about being a plus student. A plus learner is the one who takes the subscription, the plus subscription. Now here you get the benefit of live classes from the top educators across India, mock tests. You get a chance to attend their analysis session, quizzes, structured batch courses, everything that is there in line with your syllabus. But when you talk about taking an iconic subscription, it includes the benefits of Plus. But over and above that, it's a 360-degree support system. Why do we say the word support? Because here you have a personal mentor. You will actually have a personal guide to you. This person makes sure that he is there for all your concerns. Your doubts are getting solved live. Weekly reports are being submitted to you and your parents about your performance on the portal, the quizzes, the tests that you appear for. You will have a regular parent connect wherein the educator, your personal mentor, is going to meet your parents virtually, of course, and there's going to be an open discussion with your parents wherein they can put their doubts across, they can share the feedback, they can raise their concerns. He will also help you, he or she, the educator, the personal mentor, is also going to help you with the study planner. He's going to help you to track all your monthly reviews about the teachers, the entire experience of the portal, the hours that you have in your kitty with you for the day. And that's how it will be planned so that you can take the maximum advantage in minimum hours. So, this is the whole idea of iconic subscription. You will get all of this, but you will get these five things extra. An iconic subscription starts with a minimum of 6 months subscription and it's priced very reasonably at 17,000 rupees. However, you can save your money. So make sure you use the code VBLIVE so that you can save 10%. And now what remains is 15,300 for 6 months. Isn't that so reasonably priced? And you get all these benefits. So quickly take a screenshot of this slide as I always insist. It is a step-to-step guide for you to subscribe to the portal. And now the subscription is also open for 6th, 7th, and 8th category. The most amazing thing is, let's say that you take a subscription of ninth class. You actually get the subscription of 10th, 11th, 12th free until 22nd November. If you subscribe, you get the creative corner also for free. This is for the duration you have taken the subscription for. And there is a revision here. This duration of 12 months has been revised to 15 months. So make sure that you use the code to take a 10% discount. And I will see you very soon in all my sessions. Thank you once again and have a great day and a very happy Diwali to you in advance and to your family. May you keep prospering and growing in life. Thank you once again. I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye bye.